Hey everybody, we're going to do a part 2 because my internet connection wasn't good, so I needed to, this is part 2. Let's see if I can invite anybody. No, not yet. I'm back on because my internet connection was not awesome. So I needed to stop that old video and start another one. So I'm just going to see if anybody else pops on. Let's see here. Oh, hey April. Hey, I'm doing part 2 of my Ask Me Anything, doing some free coaching right now around, and I'm making dinner. So I'm making spaghetti. So if you hear water boiling and meat cooking, that's what's happening. And my daughter's in the background watching cartoons. Typical night, right? But I was feeling really, really pulled to, because people have been talking about some imposter syndrome lately. And so I just did a little video just now with some Q&A, and my internet connection went out. So I thought I would start over. And I didn't want to talk about myself, but I wanted to make sure that people kind of knew my background, so you kind of know where I'm coming from, what I do, why I do stuff. But April, I would love, love, love if you have any questions around counseling skills, business, imposter syndrome, anything. I just want to connect with you. I'd love to hear about you. Like, where are you from and what kind of work are you doing? I would love to hear about that if you want to tell me. I would love it because I love connecting with you guys, and we're all so busy, and you know, I know it's a big deal for you to show up live here and take some time with me. So let's see. And my daughter is watching Open Season. Ashley, hi. I'm going to be on for about another 10 minutes. My first video, I had to shut it off because I was getting good discussion. My internet was being sketchy, so I had to change it to a different Wi-Fi connection. So anyway, this one's better, it looks like. So I have a few minutes to talk about any kind of counseling stuff, business stuff, mindset stuff, where you're feeling stuck. I mean, Ashley, I know you and where you're from, but if you want to say so down here so we can all know each other. Like, I was just talking to Megan. She's in Michigan, which is awesome. I don't know if she's going to hop back on, but so Megan's in Michigan. Oh, there you are, Megan. Hey, glad you're back. If you have any other questions, let me know. And I know if Ashley wants to say something, or April, anybody have any questions? I got 10 more minutes before I got to have more things going on here hand-wise. So anybody have any questions? This isn't really a direct teaching. This is just like, I'm here to answer any questions that you all have about eating disorders, even trauma, body image. I didn't start off doing all those things when I started in 2006. I probably did from October. I think I saw my first client. I don't remember if it was January 30. I think it was February 1st. So from October to January, I did nothing but like do supervision and study and read and practice. And that was what I did, only because I really appreciate this. I was ready to jump in and get going. Part of me was. And the other part of me is like, yeah, I don't want to do it wrong, you know? Like we all feel. And I'm so glad that I kind of had that period just to focus on like really understanding concepts about open-ended questions, and it's almost like I would make a list of all the different kinds of clients I was afraid of. Like, I don't know what to say here. I don't know what to say here, 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 and here, and here. And I just went down the line and we role played all those different kinds of things. And that was extremely helpful for me in the supervision I did, because it's like, it's part of me knew what to do and what to say. Having recovered from eating disorder, it's like, I knew a lot of tricks. I knew a lot of what the function of things were for. I'd done a lot of my own work. So even before starting doing this, and by the way, I didn't know I was going to be an eating disorder nutrition therapist. I went to be a dietitian because I had such a really good experience with a non-dietitian 20 years ago when they didn't really exist. I was like, oh, all dietitians are like this. And then I go to school and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? I'm just here going through the motions, getting my degree, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this because I don't know how to, I don't even have it in my system to be able to be a regular dietitian. And that's what happened. I mean, I really, as soon as I could get out of being a regular dietitian, I was. But at the beginning, I didn't know this was what I'm going to do. I got my degree, and then I'm like, I'm just going to not do this. I need to think. I essentially need some time to think. I got a job, a retail job for a year, lived some life, got married, all that. And then I decided, like, okay, I think I'm ready to do this if I'm going to do it and get this over with. Did my internship. And then worked in dialysis for 2 years and then got into private practice after that. So that was all went in. Okay. So when you started with therapy, interviewing, were you doing more motivation? Okay, good, thank you. So I learned all of that at the beginning. I did motivational interviewing and CBT, DBT somewhat, some skills, but it kind of just naturally kind of wove into what I was doing. Mostly MI and CBT, ACT, even though I didn't know I was doing acceptance and commitment therapy. Family-based stuff, again, before these things were named things like Maudsley and all that, I was doing different hybrids of just whatever worked for whatever family, essentially. So now they all have names and, things. But I did all that, basically, and did it as I learned as I went. But especially CBT was a thing, and DBT was a thing, and MI was a thing. ACT was around, it seems like, popular a couple years after I started, and so I learned that, but it all just kind of gets weaved together. But the heart of what I do, I'm very relational, if that makes sense. So I'm just focused on building a relationship, building trust, and, just like, oh, tell me more, and what's that like? And so lots of MI. Of course, now I kind of combine it with a whole bunch of bottom-up based approaches, so, and, the somatic work as well. So that got woven in about 8 years ago, and I just continue to kind of hone that and get better at it and all that good stuff too, and I keep teaching that. So awesome question. But remember, you can't do it all at once. So I wasn't a trauma dietitian 14 years ago. I was doing relational, just, very, very relational, MI, CBT-ish kind of stuff. And that served really well. I mean, it really was enough. So you don't need to have tons more than that. I'm trying to drain the noodles before they get mush. Great question, Megan. So, and that's what I teach in my course. I teach decoding skills, MI, and it's MI, CBT, ACT, relational work mostly. That's the heart of kind of what I teach around how to work with food and nutrition and body image and all that. So, excellent question. Loving it. Good job. All right. Anything else, you guys? I've got another minute or two. But those of you who joined late, especially April, because I don't know you super well, if you get a chance to look at the beginning of the first video when I was just kind of introducing who I am and how I got here, just so you know me, and I would love to know you too. So anytime you want to introduce yourself more, please do so. I would love to hear about it. Does anybody have anything else they want to ask a question about? Because I think I'll be on, I got a couple more minutes. If nobody has anything, I'll hop off. But like I said, this was just a free live coaching Q&A, and Megan's been asking some really great questions. I really appreciate that. And I want to do these more often for sure, so not just once the spark hits me. Instead of just doing videos that I have an agenda about, I'd love to just do these free, I'd love for it to turn into a more of ask me questions about cases kind of thing that we could spend one case on, if that's thanks. Thank you for taking the time. Oh yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I would love to hear about what you guys are up to, what you're doing. I want to support you all because I love teaching, to be honest. I mean, I just adore this right now, and I love to have more questions to answer questions about. So yeah, we should definitely plan on this. Maybe it'll eventually be a once a week thing. We could do it at least every couple weeks. Hey, sweetheart, my daughter's saying hi. Let's put it this way. I'll try to think about a standing time to do this where you all know and depend on it. And I'll put a little poll out, like what time a day and what time a week works for a lot of y'all. I know that y'all have lives, so probably evenings are good, but this is what I'm going to be doing, is making dinner, if you can tolerate that. What else can I say? I think that's it. If anybody has anything else, hey Amanda, I'm getting ready to hop off. I did 2 videos because the first one lost decent internet connection. But if you have any questions, this has been like a free-for-all live Q&A about counseling skills, mindset, body image, drama stuff. It's mostly been talking about like treatment modalities today, it looks like. That's been the core of the questions. But if there's something else you have, Amanda, jump in and ask, because I'll be on for just a few more minutes because dinner's about ready. You all have watched me make spaghetti tonight. Yay! Let's see here. So I'm just gonna come around here. Not trying to make too much noise doing this. Does anybody else have any questions about, especially, because I know Megan mentioned MI, CBT, DBT, FBT, etc. all the T's. What you're all going to find, I'm just going to leave it at this if nobody has any other questions, is that we're going to continue to layer all these things. So every session is going to be different. Like we had 1, 2, 3, I think we had 4 sessions today so far, and I have one later tonight. And like the one tonight, I know it's going to be probably quite relational / kind of trauma based. But earlier today, I think, if I think about those sessions, definitely had we had some hardcore ACT kind of blended in today with some food journal review, which is interesting. Let me think how many clients. I have one client right now in particular that's got very, very disembodied young kid, and just really trying to work hard on being, let me think here, just traditionally, not traditionally, but she's, sorry, I got a text, I got off track. She, very disembodied, very much in her head, and we've been working it a long time, but it's going really slow because there's like no platform for safety. So this kind of client, you can do ACT all you want, CBT all you want. I got to help her get out of her head, so I really try to stay away from those other approaches and be more body-based and experiential. And that doesn't land well for her. It's really difficult. So I've done all the other stuff. Like she knows, like, she needs this many meals, about this much food, how come, needs to be consistent. If there's going to be any changes, we need to talk about it ahead of time, and it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get the changes made. But I'm really trying to like get her out of her amygdala, her fight or flight system essentially, and more into her prefrontal cortex, which is a lot more like tactile and sensory kind of stuff, because she's always kind of bound up like this, and it's like she's just very brain top heavy, So a lot of this other stuff has been done, and it's gotten her to this very stable place. But the next step is going to be beyond all the T's, and it's really going to be about working with her attachment system, which is something I can talk a lot about. And I talked about some in previous videos. I am going to do a whole series on just what is attachment, like, and why dietitians need to know about this stuff and why it's so important. Because essentially, and I'll just say this before I hop off, is that like food is nourishment, and if our initial nourishment wasn't all that attuned, it's going to be hard to have that, like a really solid platform for being able to allow ourselves to have it, because we don't know what it is later on in life. And I think it's a huge precursor for most people's disordered eating, is I don't know what it means to like to know what I want, to have what I want, to trust myself with what I want, to reach for it, and to slow down enough to like enjoy it, be satisfied with food, and to even allow it. So we're going to talk a lot about that in future videos, probably coming up. This is almost November. So yeah, probably in the next 2 months, we're going to be talking more about the bottom-up approach. And this is the heart of most of my work. So anyway, Megan, you don't have to worry about all that right now. The things that you're trying to like learn about and focus on are really good. But just know that you learn all that, and then you learn some more stuff. And so I don't want you to get too far ahead of yourself of like not being, you don't need to be like me or somebody else who's got, lots of experience. You don't need to do that. It's focusing on, okay, what can I access now? And let's start learning and building my confidence, because you have a lot of care, you have a lot of compassion and a lot of passion. And that goes a long way. If you're really patient and have good boundaries, you're going to get somewhere. So reach out to me if you need more help about like getting unconfused, because there's a lot of ways to get started. You just need to get really clear about what you want. So I'm here to help. Well, thank you all so much for watching. And if you have any things that you'd like to be talking about for topics and video ideas, things you want to learn about, and those that don't know me very well, my specialties are trauma integrated informed counseling and body image decoding skills within like the nutrition therapy realm, and helping people take some risks to get their business going. So I've done it like 3 times. Like restarted a couple different times with private practices and doing it online, and learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes. So I want to save you all some time and money, and that's why this group exists, for those 2 different topics. So they seem like they're far apart, but they're really not, because a lot of people don't feel like they know enough or can that it's possible for them, and I want to tell you that it is. So all right, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next videos. Take care. Bye.